Okay, so I was rooting in the attic the other week and I found a violin and a painting. So I took them to the appraiser and he said, "What you got there, mate?" So you got Stradivarius and a Picasso. Unfortunately, Stradivarius was a pretty rubbish painter and Picasso made terrible violins. So that's a fairly terrible joke. Tommy Cooper does it a lot better. But it's sort of related to what we're talking about today, which is things to do when you're purchasing art. And I always say, when you're purchasing art, there are three questions you need to be able to answer. What exactly do you think you're buying? Is it authentic? And will you be getting good title? And what do I mean by those? Well, you go and you buy something. Now, if you just go to a gallery or you're at an auction and you say, I want that one, and you take it away, well, you've seen what you're buying. But even then, can you be sure it's exactly what you thought it was? I mean, if something's been misattributed, then that comes into authenticity. But what if you've just made a mistake? You think, oh, well, this is by such and such artist, and it's actually not. It's by somebody with the same name or one of his kids or something like that. These are things you need to check. Also, especially in the COVID, we did a lot of purchasing online. You know, you order the thing, make sure you've got the right title. Make sure you know exactly what you're buying. If you think, oh, I want to buy this work, oh, is that the other one was called that? Also, what if you're buying something that's part of a series and you say, I want to buy one of your lovely sculptures. I want that. I'd like to buy that, please. And you get a different one. Say there are 10, series of 10, and you wanted one because you wanted the first out of the mould because it was the sharpest, or you wanted the last one because it had the patina that you liked, or you just wanted number 7 because it's your favourite number. These are things that you need to check. Obviously, galleries and auction houses give certain warranties, but you really need to know the difference between things like attributed to or from the school of. Learn the vocabulary. What about authenticity? Well, two ways of doing that. You can examine the work itself. Sometimes you'll need experts to do that. Or you can look at the provenance. The provenance is the history of the work of art from when it was created to how it ended up where it is today. And that can be a big issue. If you've got big gaps, sort of like last seen 1939 Warsaw, then seen 1946 Baron von Julingscar, Switzerland. That might give you pause for thought. But be very careful with provenance. Some people go to extraordinary lengths to create fake provenance. I mean, it's almost a work of art in itself, what they do. People will fake historic photographs of paintings in particular locations and then manage to sneak them into tour guides. Or people have gone into archives and literally cut and paste auction catalogues. And some people get so obsessed with the paper provenance that they don't actually look at the art itself. And, you have some very obvious forgeries, all the wrong materials, all in the wrong style. But people have just been so convinced that that is authentic just because of the provenance. Sometimes authenticity ends up being litigated. However, there are quite a number of paintings out there where court cases have said it's not authentic, but the market has decided that it is, and vice versa. So, again, you really need to do your research. Unfortunately, you can't insure against authenticity. However, you can insure against getting bad title. So what do we mean by title? Well, check that the person you're buying it from is allowed to sell it. The mere fact it's in their possession, do they actually own it? Do they own it on trust for somebody else? Is it a family heirloom that they're not allowed to sell? Have they mortgaged it? People use paintings and works of art as security all the time, and what you don't want is you've got your lovely sort of work of art on the wall, and then the next thing you know, the bailiff's coming around going, sorry mate, this is all been repossessed and it doesn't actually belong to you. So they're just some things that you might want to bear in mind. We'll look at all these in more detail later on, including what's the difference between provenance and provenience. People all get technical about that, but yeah, just things that you want to know when you're buying art, so that you can have the comfort that actually you're buying what you thought you were buying and you actually get to keep it.